Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. When I first bought my Porsche 996 back in September, it came with a new head unit and 4 speakers as part of the deal. However, they've sat on that shelf behind me ever since I bought the car. So today I'm going to take a little bit of time to remove the front speakers and the rear speakers and talk you through installing the fantastic kit from Super Poly that makes this job a hell of a lot easier. So if you want to see how I go through the process of doing this, stay tuned. First of all, there's the kit that I'm looking to install. A Blaupunkt DAB radio and these brilliant 4-inch Pioneer speakers. First things first, let's talk through these fantastic pieces of kit from Super Poly. You can get these on eBay, and what these are 3D printed mounts and screws that he has put together to allow you to fit your new speakers to the existing speaker grills that come in the car. They are fantastic quality. You can really see the engineering and manufacturing that's went into these. And I've got a set for the back speakers and a set for the front speakers. And they come with some really handy instructions on the back there to tell you what to do. So let's go to the car and get the speakers out. We can start getting these fitted. First thing I need to do is get in here and remove these speaker covers. You can see that they're held in with a T20 socket. It's relatively easy to get out. Once I get both of them out from this side and that side, I should be able to start replacing the speakers using that Super Poly kit. Right guys, what I need to do is I need to remove these speaker covers that the old speakers are attached to using a T20 Torx head. Now the distance that we have between this screw and the windscreen isn't much, so I have this handy tool that I bought from TikTok for dirt cheap. It's pretty good actually for small jobs. It just gives me enough room to be able to get in there between the screw and the speaker and the windscreen to be able to get it up. It's not great amount of space, so you might have to work something out in regards to getting into it, and obviously as you start getting the screw out more and more, the tool gets closer and closer to the windscreen, so you just got to be careful when you're taking this out. But if you're able to get that out relatively easily, it is a pretty simple job. Now, I might be able to get it with my hand. There we go. That's it. So there's screw 1. And now thankfully, screw 2 will be much easier to get to. This one already seems to be a bit loose, which might be ideal. It might mean that we can just weak it right out. There we go, easy done. Now, it's just a case of removing the speaker cover, making sure that you watch on this side because there is a clip that holds it together. And then there's also a little clip there that comes out that the new wiring harness stuff is going to go into. But that there is the old speakers. Out. Dead easy. Right, here we are with the Super Poly speaker mounts, 3D printed speaker mounts. Now I only need the front ones just now, so these are the dashboard adapter installations. So as I talked about before, they do come with instructions. So let's follow them to the letter and get these new speakers put on. Right, so first things first, I have taken the dashboard versions of these, which you can see there in the handy instructions that come with the Super Poly kit. And what I need to do is make sure that I have the right speaker, which is indeed this one. You can see there's a marking. It says R, and also these ones also have markings on them to indicate what side they should be going on. Let me get my tool and the various screw heads I'm going to need to do this. To be honest, this is a really easy job, I think, guys. Now remember, when you're taking out these screws, remember which ones are which, because you will need to reuse these OEM screws, 2 small ones and a big one, to put the adapter plates back on to the speaker grill. I've unfortunately cut my finger as I was doing this before. Don't know how, but that's what happens when you do these sorts of things, isn't it? It's never simple. Thankfully, these are all very loose. I also don't seem to have the sound package, which has the additional tweeters in there, so I don't need to remove them, which is good. Now, theoretically, they should just pop off. Look at that, dead easy. Now, I need to go and get the speakers, which of course I don't have on me. Okay, here we go. Right, I've got the Pioneer 4-inch speakers here. They come in a simple box. They've obviously got these on them, which we don't need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach them. No, I'm not. I'm going to put them to one side for the time being, and I'm going to take this kit from Super Poly and start to place this on here. So as I mentioned before, you can notice there, hopefully it focuses in, that it tells you which side is which. This goes on to there, like so. And then we take the existing screws, mainly the big one and the two small ones. The big one needs this little black piece to go over here, and then goes onto there like that. And then this one requires you to put it here, like so. That doesn't look right. Maybe it's the wrong side. Ah, it would help if I push it down properly. There we go. So make sure that when you're doing this, you are pushing it down properly. Now, that was on this side, so just for the sake of doing it properly, then I take my wee screws, I put them both into here. I'll do one at a time. So I'll do the big one first, since I started with that one to begin with. Tighten that one down. Now, I wouldn't tighten these too hard because the parts are 3D printed, so they're not going to be super robust, but certainly the quality that Super Poly has put together here is pretty good. So then screw that one in, and then this one in. As I say, this thing's a fantastic wee tool. It's got a wee ratchet on it, so it just makes using it so much easier to do. Now, we take our new speakers. For me, I have a set of Pioneer TSG1030Fs, and I'm going to put them on the mount here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the bits here, the positive and negative terminals, are towards the thin edge of the egg shaped speaker grill. And what I will do then is I'll take these screws that come supplied with Super Poly's kit, and we'll just put them on. Make sure everything's lined up fine, and then put them in. Don't want to do them in too tight because you might have to manoeuvre things around a little bit to begin with, just to make sure that you've got everything in the right position. Line the holes up, but that looks pretty good. We'll do the same again for the other ones. So, yep, let me get the screws in first before I tighten everything up full and proper. Now, this is a really simple job, guys. Anybody with the appropriate tools should be able to do this kind of thing, no problem at all. And then finally, that last one there should just go in because the rest of them are fairly lined up. Look at that. First speaker done. Easy job. Now, all we then need to do is fit these connector ports onto the correct terminals. So the negative one goes on the thin bit, and the positive one, it's a bit tight, goes on the bigger bit there. It's on, and that is one speaker done. So let me put this to one side and we'll quickly do the other one. And when we final tighten, make sure that we don't round off the screw, because I don't know about you guys, but screws are just absolutely shite these days, aren't they? Oh, it's tight, but there we go. So, speaker 1, and wherever the hell speaker 2 is, it's down here. Speaker 2. Let's go and put these back in the car. We're now back in the car, guys, now that I've put the speakers together, and now I'm going to put them back into here. So make sure that you're using the right side. You can see here that says L, so this is the left hand side. I have this clip that I'll need to connect up to the older speaker cable wire there. It does not feel like it's in. There we go. Now, it's just a case of carefully repositioning these back into the spot. Make sure that you go in with the clip first. It's a bit fiddly, but with a little bit of manoeuvring you should be able to get it back in. There's a bit there that needs to go back into. There we go, look at that. And we'll take our screws and I'm going to screw it back in by hand as much as I possibly can. Do it by hand first. It's not ideal, but it's working. There's only so much I can do with my fingers though. I should test them out before I do. I should have really connected both the speakers back up and tested them out first. But I'm fairly confident that there shouldn't be any issues with it, so I can tighten them back up. Now, let's do the other side. One thing to be mindful of is this thing here. So this is a harness that essentially protects all the cabling that goes at the back of the dashboard here, and this can obstruct things. So when you're putting things back in, just make sure that you're avoiding that as best as possible. Let's test out the speakers, see if I've broken anything. Much better. Unfortunately you guys won't hear them because it'll be copyrighted music. I might be able to play a snippet. We'll see if we can get away with it. Okay, we're in the back now. Hopefully the backs will be a bit easier. Look at that. Easy does it. Get the clip out, and same again on the other side. Such an easy job, guys. So taking the backs apart is very much like the front. However, there is a slight difference to the moulding of the new holders. Oh, interesting. Smaller screw in the back one there than the front one. So, one thing to note. So this time we have the rear / side adapters to put in. You can see these are slightly thicker, but there's less component that we have to put together for them. So this time we'll line that up with there, line that up with there. That is a common problem, that bit popping off, so we'll have to just make sure that we have that in place when we put the new speakers in. So there's a little marking just in there, left hand side, right hand side on that one. Okay. There's actually two different types of screws that have been supplied, bigger ones and smaller ones. So I'm going to use the big ones like I did last time. Still have the small ones kicking about in the last box. Yeah, so let's use the big ones again just to ensure that we have enough purchase on them. There we have it, guys. This back speaker done in a fraction of the time that it took me to do the front ones. So there's one. Fully done, fully positioned in, good to go. Nice one. We'll stick this over here just now. And now we will do the same again with this side. If you've got experience with a screwdriver, then you'll be able to do this job no problem. It's such a simple task. And I would definitely recommend it for those out there with a 996 or even a 986 that wants to improve the sound quality of their music. Okay, next up again is the negative terminal. On the negative side, and hopefully I don't have the same issues as last. It's still awfully tight, it's still a bit tight. So what I'd recommend is just loosening it off just ever so slightly, just so you can get an extra bit of room to play with there. One speaker done, and then same again. Done. Let's go fit these back into the car. Okay guys, that's us back in the car. I'll get these rear speakers reconnected. So again, in case of taking the connector clips, put them into the new harness. We have got here. That doesn't feel right. It's not in properly. There we go. That's it. And getting them in. In such a place that we're not going to clip anything. Finding out where the gap is for the clip. That's that in. We'll grab the screws. And then it's just a case of screwing it back in, guys. Again, I maybe should have tested these before putting them on, but I'm pretty confident that they're going to work. I'm not going to make you watch me do the other one because it's exactly the same process. Okay, moment of truth. Let's find out if they actually work and if they sound better.
Ella Henderson, Rudimental on BBC Radio 1.
Much better. Much better. And that's it, guys. Job done. In total, probably took me about an hour to swap over all 4 of the speakers, and what a difference it's made to the sound quality of that car. So if you've liked today's how-to video and you want to see me fit this Blaupunkt within a couple of weeks, like the video and subscribe to the channel for more how-to videos, and we'll see you shortly. All the best.